Ladies and gentlemen, believers, hivelings, and everybody in between, I hope you're as confused as I am. But if you're not as confused as I am, it's because you have a brain. Well, if you are as confused as I am, it's because you have a brain. You're trying to make sense of things that don't make sense because the people who say them don't make sense. But also, if you're a Cowboys fan like me, you're just happy. Like, I'm just happy to be here because we
Also,
got
a
a good
Seahawks.
win. Right? Yeah. Whatever. Anyway,
Hey! Don't whatever the Seahawks. We
whatever.
want a competitive action
Seahawks.
here,
Uh huh. Anyway,
hater. That's hate.
speaking of hate, um,
Nice segue.
Char- unfortunately, Charlie Kirk passed away, and I say unfortunately because unfortunately, his death, while while instead of being used as a point to display the lackadaisical gun violence we have in this country, instead is being used as a propaganda tool to show how violent one side is, which is absolute BS. Because while both sides are violent, um, we're ignoring the fact that based on the stats, the statistics, the numbers that don't lie,
Do they?
one
Because I
side is
was
more
told they
violent
did.
than the other. So, because the main thing I'm confused about, you're probably asking, what are you confused about? I'll tell you. I'm confused because I'm wondering how the math of how the math of white person shoots white person equals HBCUs under terroristic threat. Oh, mind you, white person kills white person in what on the West Coast in Utah, in the one of the most predominantly conservative states we have in the union, equals black uh, black colleges and institutions on the East Coast are under terroristic threat. Now, I hate math. I don't know how you feel about math, but I hate it personally.
I
So
love
I'm
math,
wondering. So I'm
just not this much.
wondering. I'm wondering how that math works. And I was thinking maybe I need to find some people I know who lean towards that way to explain it to me so it can make sense in my brain. But I know that it probably won't. So can you, because you are more towards the middle than I am, can you explain how that math works in your brain?
So here's the thing: it doesn't. And
Of course it
I've
doesn't. I mean,
had to
obviously we know it does. But here, put it this way: humor me, and indulge me. Explain it to me. Explain the math to me like I fell out of the sky yesterday. Explain how this works, even though it clearly doesn't make sense.
So here's
Try to make
what
it make sense.
I've come to kind of gather from the events of this week. Imagine there's a fire.
Right.
Not just any fire. Let's just say it's a grease fire. Because I don't want to
Okay.
just be a regular trash can fire because you can kind of put that out water, right?
Yeah. Well, unless there's oil in there.
Right. So let's just go ahead and say it's a grease fire.
Okay.
What would happen if you just happen to put that grease fire out with water? Try to
It
put
would
that
get
grease.
worse. It would get worse.
Okay. So here's what I've come to gather. Everybody's trying to put out one flame of this fire. You got the left saying this is all the right and their racism, their fascism, and all the other isms. The right is going to come out and say, "Oh, the left are extremists and this, that, and the third. They hate this people. They hate America. Blah blah blah." The issue comes down to one word, four letters, and it's not eat.
Oh.
It's hate.
Yes. Yes, it does.
And that hate doesn't have to be the hate that you're thinking of right now.
By the way, while we're on the topic, the Saints, many Saints fans booed a moment of silence in honor of Charlie Kirk in Louisiana.
I don't know what that's
Just
going to
saw,
do.
huh?
I don't know what that's going to do.
I don't know.
It kind of plays into what I'm saying here. So let's kind of go into a direction that we've talked about here on this podcast, on this stream podcast, whatever you want to call it, a few times. The Jacksonville gang issue that we talked about up here a few years ago. This group, they go out and do something. Instead of somebody coming out and saying, all right, if we continue doing this, it's going to create the problem that we are now. So this problem is not a new problem. This problem's just become because you do something to me, now I have to retaliate. Now, there's no excuse because, again, like you said, there was no person of color involved
Not
in this
a
situation.
single.
Not even
I think
the guy that's transitioning to a girl that's romantically involved with the guy, allegedly.
Wait, so that's not BS?
I don't know, because right now it's so many different things that are being said. So at one point, it was the thing about him having trans ideology on the casings. People have tried to debunk that. Then they're saying, then it was out that he was a graper, which doesn't make sense according to what also is coming out about him. Evidently, he's romantically involved with the guy transitioning to a woman, which I'm pretty sure grapers would not be okay with that.
But also, there are a lot of Republicans on Grindr, so
right. But I don't think you're gonna Republican and graper are two totally different things.
Still, those people are still closeted in some shape, way, form, or fashion. So I'm not buying that he's not.
I know.
I'm not buying.
I'm not surprised.
I am not buying. I am not buying that any of these. Like, I'm not buying that anybody isn't into anything because they lean a certain way. I'm not buying that whatsoever.
Now, if they came out and just say he was a Republican, okay, I would be a little more to be more apt to say, okay,
they did. They said his father, who apparently turned him in. Hold on, what?
Yeah, his parents are Republicans, but you and I know there are people whose parents are Republicans who are liberals and even maybe further right to a liberal. So his parents being Republican really don't mean much in this case, especially knowing that this man is an adult. Because I don't think if I were to ask you, do you have the same political views as your parents?
I'm more further left than they are. They're left, right. But they're
more conservative.
They're yeah. They're like Jim Cornette Democrats, only less blunt.
I would say they're the typical elder black couple. Like most older black people, yes, they vote they vote Democrat, but they're conservative.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing there. They're conservative Democrats. If it weren't for the racism factor within the Republican Party, they'd vote Republican.
So I had a thought earlier today, and I talked this out to make it make sense. The fact that we're blaming this on the ideology, right? At this point, to me, if you're asking me, I'm over blaming ideology is what causing people to do this. You know what I'm gonna start doing? Huh?
That's where I'm at.
I'm over blaming ideology. You know what I'm gonna start doing? I've started. You know, when I first look at when these things happen, the first thing I look at is what I go full color. I go full color theory. What color are they?
I don't even do that.
As soon as I find out color, I said, as soon as I find out color, I'm like, all right, ideology be damned. I don't care. I don't care what ideology.
I'm individualist.
because I say that because who these last couple times it's happened, I don't care what they identify as or whatever. What do they look like? What color are they? They're usually white. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
I wouldn't go that far because we've seen.
I say this because we keep we keep. I feel like we're ignoring a bigger issue, which is like you can't like because personally, like I said, I'm over this whole like you can't tell me that this whole narrative that people of color are way more violent. Like, first of all, that in itself is BS. It's bullshit. But at the same time, you can't tell me that while you have people of your own skin color who are doing crazy shit like this. I don't care what ideology they are. Because y'all, and I say that because y'all don't care what ideology we are when we do stuff. Y'all don't care then. But all of a sudden, y'all don't care what ideology we are when we do stuff. But so y'all expect us to care, oh, well, it's okay because he was a lone wolf. It's okay because they're trans. It's okay because no. All of y'all are still equally fucked up because y'all all do equally fucked up shit.
So here's why I don't go that route. Because
I'm saying I don't want to go this route, but that's personally where I'm at this point. Huh?
But at that point, you're kind of just opposite of what Charlie was doing. And that's the problem that I had with him the entire time. Because if you do that, you're looking at a small percentage. And I'm going to get some percentages here in a second, but that's a small percentage of the people. That's like saying because Pookie and Ray Ray did this out here, that's why I was so agitated about the whole black fatigue situation, because saying that you have black fatigue is basically saying that because it's a black person, I'm so fatigued because of something somebody else did. There is a small percentage of black people that are out here doing the stuff that you see that's plastered on the news every single week. What about the other 98 and 99% of the black people that are actually legal, law-abiding citizens that are trying to make a living day by day? Same thing when you look at the white people. Yes, you got some idiots like this person that went out there and shot Charlie Kirk. You got the idiot that tried to shoot Trump. That the one that tried to come all the way from California all the way to try to assassinate
the two idiots. The two idiots that tried.
The idiot that killed that did the thing up in Minnesota. Yes, you have those nut jobs, but the
who they tried to say was a Democrat.
I could care less. That's my whole thing.
I know that is where I'm at too. I don't care either.
Water to put out a grease fire. We're literally putting water to a grease fire, and we wonder why we can never get to the problem.
So you do know what the grease? Well, first of all, we're not going to get to the problem because there's no money in getting to the problem. You know that. There's no money in getting to the problem.
That's the frustrating part, because I see the issue. It's deeper than what you hear in the news. Everybody's like, oh, they want to say the rhetoric on a specific side. Who's going to sit here and say that the rhetoric period needs to stop?
Well, then you're getting into freedom of speech. You say, well, I should be able to say what I want. Which we're going to get to later while still talking about the same guy, because Lord knows he said some wild shit.
He did. Look, I got 2 videos on the guy right now on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
On some Ooga Booga takes he made.
Ridiculous Ooga Booga takes.
There were some things that I sit there and said, okay, he had something there. And then and this is how it always works. Somebody would say something, you was like, yeah, that's true. And then they'll follow it back with something stupid.
It's the same. It's like this comment reminds me of when I see it on TikTok. It's like they're right at the point. They come right up to the point and then deliberately go away from it.
Right.
they'll get right there. They will get right there. They'll be right. It's like, oh, see, they're on the right. A lot of the comments, like they're on the right track. I can see what they're saying. I understand where they're going, and then they offset it by saying just the most caveman thing you ever heard.
Right. And then, and like, I went back and listened to some of his stuff I've listened to some of his debates. And I'm like, okay, you're getting somewhere. You're getting somewhere. You're getting somewhere. Facepalm. And that was my really one of my issues with him, because I was like, he sat here and made a big deal about the Lift Every Voice and Sing. And I was like, first of all, if anybody knew their history, they'd know Lift Every Voice and Sing was considered the Black national anthem before the national anthem was even the national anthem.
Yeah. It was like 18. That was like 18.
It was some
1860
decade
something.
before.
Yeah, the national anthem was like 1930, I think. Hold on.
Right. It was at least a decade or two before they even made before they made the Star Spangled Banner national anthem. So you're sitting here making this big deal, and it was also the one about Juneteenth. I was like, Texas has been celebrating Juneteenth all this time, and if you went to HBCU, I even said a 5%er told me about Juneteenth.
Really? You ran into a 5%er? How was that?
I wasn't into 5%er. We were just talking in the cab.
No, I'm saying I said you ran into one.
I ran into a few 5%ers.
No. How are they? Are they feel like I've never met one. I've only ran into Black Hebrews, and those are, no offense to Black Hebrews, let's
just say Umar.
That's how Black Hebrews came to our church.
No, we had one pop up one day. That was an interesting situation.
Wait, like during the church?
It wasn't my home church, but yeah, I've experienced some Hebrews coming into the church.
No, we had a
it was like one, but you probably had like a bunch of them. Just like pop up.
They came, so we were in the middle of church, and I remember I was like right in one section. I was in our youth church that we have going, and then we just hear somebody yelling outside. So we go outside, and it's them. They're standing there, and they got the microphone, and they're reading from the Old Testament, and they're just yelling. They're just hollering, just reading the Old Testament. I was like, oh, like how about that? I've never seen them this close before, but yeah. So, then as church lets out, we left them there because they weren't on the property, but still,
I mean, I'm not going to engage in a discussion with them because it ain't worth my time. But honestly,
1900, by the way,
I would have sat and talked with him because, again, I just would want to point that part out to him because I'm like, there's parts here that I'm like, okay, you're getting somewhere, but then you will say something and it'll just throw your entire argument off. And so when you look at all that, and I do respect the fact that at least with the
1931,
I never saw him go out his way to like demean anybody, and he's had some very bad debaters go against him.
We're signing Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah, I saw that. That's good.
Let's hope he's not washed.
Yeah, he's 30 something now.
Yeah, well, you're right. While he didn't directly demean anybody, he definitely
he was indirect.
Yeah, but one thing for sure I will say about him, he did. Some of the debates I could see was like, you're out of your depth. Like the one, I don't know why he went to Oxford.
That was his thing to do.
I know. I understand why he did it. I'm not going to knock him for doing it, but I just think like that. I remember seeing a lot of clips from that debate, and he just looked out of his depth, because it was just students and then professors just going and like just not taking down, but just effectively
And I enjoy a good intellectual spar.
Like,
That's
what's the one I watched? Was it JJ? What's the name? JJ and what's the dude? Michael something.
Michael Masters,
Uh, no, not Masters.
Knowles.
Yes, him, and what's the brother?
That was
The
a good
J,
one.
huh?
JJ and Michael Knowles.
Yeah, I watched that one in full, and that was healthy debate because I remember that's the one I went to you where it was like where yeah, there was some stuff like that was healthy. That I was like, okay, that's good. You know,
And so the thing was, he did well with healthy debates.
but he
And
also
again, he
debated
was in that
people kind of
situation
under
where,
his level
huh?
because he would go to college, a lot of college campuses to debate people.
Right.
You know,
And I mean, you're not going to win all your debates. That's
right?
just not going.
Like he
That's
didn't win at Oxford. He did
right.
not win at Oxford.
No.
Like they gave him belt to ass at Oxford. I'm sorry, they did. They did. They
Oh,
were. It looked like they weren't even trying. Half of them weren't even trying. You know. But we say all that to say
is because at this point
like
now we at this hate situation. Back to hate. There's many forms of it. So you brought up racism, which I would say, and don't look at me crazy when I say the number, about let's just say 1% of white people are racist. That's still a lot
no,
of people.
that is a lot of people. Of the
That's still a
United
lot
States,
of
there's a
people.
lot of people.
Right. So even if it's 1%, that's a lot of people.
It
I
is.
don't know I don't even know the percent. I'm just saying if you take 1% of hate from anything, you're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
And that's what we are. That we got all these different factions of hate,
And then on
and
top of the
it's a
hate,
bunch of
all this
water being
hate,
thrown into this grease fire.
and then on top of that, it's also a lot of hate that's looking for an outlet. And the problem, and I'm going to say the problem is the thing about this hate looking for an outlet is that it's not being given the outlet. So they're poking and prodding and adding grease to set fire to have a reason to put it out.
Right.
You know, because that's where they're at now. Because I can't tell you how many videos I've seen or not videos I've seen, but people stitching videos of like, you know, hey, this is war. Like this is war. People like this is war now. Y'all killed Charlie Kirk. We're at war. It's like, first of all, y'all are not. If y'all start a war on your own, you're gonna look crazy. And then, granted, the media will try and cover for you because of who's in office, but if
Okay.
y'all actively start a war in here, y'all are going to get shut down, or you should if he's not a fucking dumbass. Y'all will get shut down by the U.S. military if y'all actively tried
Honestly,
to start a war amongst yourselves.
I see a lot of stuff on, and this is the last. I'm after this. I'm gonna just digress from the whole conversation. I see a lot of the
Yeah,
stuff that's put on Twitter and especially TikTok, and again, it's from whatever side you want to say. A lot of people, and Ruin Leon has said this a lot. You just got a lot of people on the internet that are sitting on their couch saying, "Hey guys, you all should do this," while I sit on my couch and do nothing and laugh at you
no,
while you.
that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, y'all don't really want that. I think I said that before. Y'all don't really want that.
No,
Y'all don't
what's
really want
going to
war.
happen is
It's
this is
not
going to
because
be
it's not going to work.
a topic for another 2 to 3 weeks until the next
No,
thing pops up, and
that's
we're
why
going
I said no. That's what I was listening to the Joe Budden podcast, which has become a favorite pastime of mine because Joe Budden is just hilarious. Like
podcast.
I think Joe Budden said it, and not Joe Budden, Mark Lamont Hill said it, and Charlemagne even said it. Like this is going to happen. This is going to be 2 to 3 weeks, 2 weeks before it's 2 weeks, and then this is going to be over.
Yeah, it happens.
You
So
know?
it happens all the time. We are a
Yeah,
society that cannot focus on one thing at a time for too
we
long.
can't. You can't.
Now you're going to have people that are going to
Like right
continue,
now,
but
like
it's
right
going to
now,
be like everybody's going to move on past it, and it's going to be the next thing. Something it's going to be probably something as simple as what color is this dress, and everybody's gonna be debating over what color the dress is, like it's 2012 again.
Like right now, first of all, that dress was blue, black and blue.
It was white and gold, and black and blue at the same time. I don't know.
Anyway, so
we were in some
that.
kind of
and then so yeah, this is gonna be over in 2 weeks, and then besides, as you say, we can't focus on one thing because you know what else we're in the middle of? Football. Actually, you know what just started? Football season. And if there's one thing if there's one thing bored people love, it's football.
Can I speak
a lot of these people
the football thing?
What's up?
All right. I'm sick and tired of the fair weather fans. All right, so those
you guys have fair weather fans? Oh yeah, no, yeah. I see. Carry on.
Now we are sitting at 1-2. We beat Virginia State in overtime.
Great game on a field goal.
Amazing game. But everybody's panicking because we lost to Rutgers yesterday.
First of all, we never beat Rutgers, but carry on.
First of all, Rutgers is a Big Ten school.
I know. Yes.
They literally paid Norfolk State to come and get dealt.
They do.
Like, hey,
apparently they only got 400,000.
We need this money to just get beat for a little bit.
I know. But in some cases, it works out because, like I said, New Mexico went to UCLA in the Coliseum and gave UCLA belt.
Right, but that doesn't happen all the time.
It doesn't. But it has happened. It happened to App State. App State did it to Michigan.
I wish I could find this post that I saw right before I got to church today. And it was this. Oh, and this is why. Go ahead.
The last thing I want to say about the Charlie Kirk situation. Like I said, it's unfortunate, but this is the last thing I'm going to say on it. There's a comedian, and Ava, the NXT GM, she said the same thing. She caught heat for this, but she's not wrong. And this other guy, Gianmarco Sorse, said it the same way. If you want people to speak good about you when you pass, you need to speak good while you're here.
And that goes for everybody.
I know. I thought it was the most and to me, again, that's not a bad statement. It's pointed. It's a direct statement to the kind of person he was because he did. You can't deny he wasn't saying, like, he didn't use hateful rhetoric, depending on what side you're on. But if you're on the side to where the rhetoric was directed towards, and people are trying to force you to feel some type of way about it, you don't have to feel that type of way. One, because you have your own emotions, and two, because if you were directly affected by that rhetoric, then, you know, well, like I said, I have empathy. I'm glad. I'm not glad he's not here anymore. I think that's very unfortunate. At the same time, he says some pretty heinous things about my people. You know.
I wish I could find this post. It was just saying they didn't look good yesterday. They looked out.
Rutgers,
I mean, yeah, you're going. It's a Power 4 school.
Playing Rutgers, and then at the same time, like at least they finally started. They actually started. What's his name? Otto Kuhn, who appears to be the best quarterback.
Otto Kuhn should have been the starter last week too, but that's
he should have started week 1. He should have been started at the beginning. He should have been the starter at the beginning of the game. At the beginning of the game against Towson, because I watched that game and I'm like this kid is like, this guy is like out here panicking. What's his name? Carter? Isaiah Carter? Huh?
Otto Kuhn wasn't bad last year. Otto Kuhn was actually pretty solid last year.
Is Isaiah Carter a transfer?
I think he's a transfer, and I think he was something. I think he was the one that kind of wanted to go. He wanted to put his system in. So Isaiah Carter, I think, was probably more matched towards his system. The problem is Isaiah Carter just wasn't that good. Otto Kuhn, I still don't know why he wasn't starting week 1. Because
he did play. He ended up playing week 1. And
you saw the difference.
Yeah.
I was there for that game. And we all
it was that.
offense doing if it won't the fact we would get a big play, but then
And
the
then
big
penalties.
play will be negated by a penalty, or he'll just do something
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
So we are in a rebuilding stage for one. He got
Yeah.
Michael Vick
Well,
was
to be fair, y'all always look like you're in the rebuilding stage because every year there looks like y'all are missing something. I'm
well.
just
I
going
mean,
based off what I hear,
granted,
what I see.
he has not had a full year to fully recruit a team.
No, I'm not talking about Vic. I'm talking about like every year I watch Norfolk State play. It seems like they're
Yeah,
always missing something.
we
Like
consistently
last year, like last year, y'all needed a new coach. If Vic had come last year with the team they had, I'm pretty sure they would have won that first game
No. If we
because
had a better
that
coach than we had a few years ago, we would have won the MEAC. But we were first place in the MEAC. The last two games we had blew two. Bro, first game, we up 14 in the fourth quarter. We blow the lead. There was
is this the
homecoming.
same? Is this the same coach that blew the first game last year?
This is no neck.
So yeah, this is the same guy. This is the same guy who
This
blew the
was
game
either
against
his
South Carolina
first or
State last
second
year.
year. We had the MEAC on lock. Homecoming. Up. Everybody like, okay, we got this. We about to go to the Celebration Bowl. Blow the lead. We still got a chance the next week against South Carolina State. Up. Blow the lead. South Carolina State wins the MEAC.
Because I remember watching that game at home. I think that game was on the road. I remember watching that game on the road. Y'all lost in overtime.
Yeah, and then South Carolina State came to beat us. But we had the shot to actually do it, but those two blown leads killed it.
Speaking of blown leads, Colorado needs a new OC.
Colorado needs a new quarterback.
They have three. They have three. They got talent. They
are looking rough. And you know who else looked rough yesterday? South Carolina.
They need against Vandy. Yeah. You know who else looked rough? Notre Dame.
Clemson.
You know what I feel bad for? I feel bad for Tennessee. Like I watched that ending of that game and I was like, yeah, that guy can't go to class. That kicker can't go to class. He's gonna have to miss class for a couple days. Even if he made that one in overtime, that one at the end of the regulation, yeah, he can't go to class for a couple days.
No. And that really does suck for a player, especially in college. If you were the reason, like what game was it? It was a Celebration Bowl. Oh, Jackson State versus I want to say Central. And Jackson State's tight end dropped the pass. That would have won them the game. I know that had to suck.
I was like us in week 1 with CD.
Well, at least CD don't have to go to school. He just got to watch his stuff on the But how about the Seahawks?
Y'all beat the Steelers. Like the Steelers are bad. The Steelers have a washed Aaron Rodgers.
Steelers are who?
The Steelers are washed. They have an Aaron Rodgers who's washed. Nobody cares about Aaron Rodgers.
Balled out last week?
No, because I don't watch the Steelers. I got better things to do with my life.
Well, let me pull up his stat line from last week and see if he was washed last week, because I don't think he was washed last week. Mr. We almost lost to the Giants today. Russell Wilson looked washed last week.
Hey, we got the job done. A win is a win.
Here's the stat line for Aaron Rodgers last week. 22 for 30, 244 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. That's washed?
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't care. Say it again.
22 for 30, 244 yards, 4 tuds, no picks. This week, 18 for 33, 203, 1 2 picks.
So, okay, whatever.
So 300, under 300 total yards given by the Seahawks defense. Y'all gonna stop sleeping on the Seahawks defense now. And remember, we didn't have Spoon or Eminyori. Our best defensive player was not playing this week. Sam Darnold didn't do too bad either after those 2 picks. 295 yards, 2 tugs, 2 picks. K9 had 105 yards on the tug. JSN had 8 catches, 103. Cooper Kupp came out today with 7 catches for 90. Torrey Horton got his first touchdown today.
Cam Scatterboo got his first touchdown. But I like Cam. I liked Cam Scatterboo. I like that kid. That's a tough kid.
That's a dog.
That kid played his heart out at Arizona State in that game against that. Like when they played Texas in that game, I was like, I really hope they win.
So
they
it looks like
won, but it was
future back now.
You said what?
So is either RB1 now?
Who? Scatterboo? Probably.
Yeah. Because
I don't see why not.
He had the most carry. He had 11 carries, and next most was Tyrone Tracy with 5.
Yeah. I don't see why he wouldn't be.
Oh, the Bengals actually won today? The Bengals are 2-0? Jake Brown.
They're 2-0 without Joe Burrow. I saw a tweet that said there are 100 million obese people on the planet and we can't find 5 to protect Joe Burrow. I was like, that's so true. That dude has the worst line on the planet, man.
He literally is about to be the next Andrew Luck, and that's sad.
I know. Because he's very good.
Yo. Well, as long as you throw it to Jamar Chase, you'll be all right. Because here's the stat line for the receivers. Jamar Chase had 14 catches. You know who the next closest to catches for Jamar Chase was? T. Higgins had 3. It was like, let's just throw to Jamar Chase and see what happens. The Rams won, which I'm not surprised. Cam Ward is still looking He's going to need some help over there. Hey, man, Drake looks solid over there.
You said what?
I said Drake May not looking too bad over there in New England.
Yeah, he just needed some time to get his legs under him. The Chiefs are up 10-7 right before halftime.
Let me guess, you're going for the Chiefs here, huh?
On principle, I have to.
Well, I mean, it would tie you off for first place if they win.
How about that?
Meanwhile, we're still going to be in last place.
College game day is going to be in Miami for Florida-Miami next week. Which Florida looks bad.
Yeah.
Texas looks bad. And Clemson looks bad.
Yo, what the heck is going on? They were sitting here trying to throw this man to be the Heisman favorite for him to be a bum.
You talking about Clemson or Arch?
Arch.
I couldn't tell you. I don't know what the heck is up with Arch. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I just know I need that same energy they have for Shedeur.
At least Shedeur looked good.
That's what I'm saying. And what kills me about people is that they tried to dog whistle Shedeur and say, "Oh, I don't like him. He should win the Heisman because he's cocky." I said, "Bro, have you not seen Baker Mayfield? You didn't see Johnny Manziel?
Get out of here,
huh?"
Tom Brady was cocky.
That's what I'm saying. But God forbid, God forbid, God forbid the son of Deion Sanders, who's good at playing quarterback, is cocky.
They didn't. They must not have watched Deion Sanders then.
Apparently, no. That's why I think like that dude. Like there's a dude in Cleveland who's been on Shador's case since before he got there, and he was like he doesn't like he thinks Dylan Gabriel is better, and then he's like, bro. So it's like y'all must not have seen y'all must not have watched Dion. I mean, I wasn't around for a lot of Dion when he was playing, but like I've seen in the film to know it's like, oh, Dion has every right to say the things and do the things that he did.
Right.
He had every right to dress the way he dressed. He had every right to wear what he wanted to wear. He had all that, all the way to celebrate, to say the things he wanted to say. This bro said, the earth is covered up 70% water. The rest of it is covered by me.
That's aura.
And he wasn't being hyperbolic. He was right because they couldn't. He was saying like they didn't play. I didn't like. Where's your game plan? No, they don't game. I don't game plan. They game plan for me. They're looking out for me.
That ain't nothing but straight aura.
Like, come on now.
But
his son can't be cocky. But his son doesn't have the right to be cocky. Okay. After you led a team from 1-11 to 13, was it 13-12 in 2 games? I mean, 13-12 is not great, but from 1-11 to in 2 seasons, you have 13-12. You go win 9 games. You win first 4 games, and then you win 9 in 2 years. You go from a 4-win team to a 9-win team in 2 years.
Right.
But you can't be cocky. All right. At this point, like, at that point, I'm like, look, just say you're racist, bro. At that point, you're not going to because you don't have the stones for it to admit your true nature. But
yeah. Not to be racist.
No, shut up. Yes, you do, and that's okay. You have a right to. I'm just gonna look at you funny every time you speak.
Right, you what you want to do?
I'm just gonna look at you funny. Speaking of people who look funny, Kash Patel.
Oh gosh, what did he do?
So no, remember what I wanted to talk to you about yesterday. So yeah. So more math. You ready for some more math?
I don't want to math anymore.
Well, too bad. Here we go. So the Hindu FBI director. Now, before we go any further, this is not me shaming religions. It's not what I'm doing by saying this. I just want you to understand the logic of it. So, the Hindu, he's practicing Hindu because he took his oath of office not on the Bible, but on whatever the Hindu version of the Bible is. I Googled that. Like, you can Google that. It's free. The Hindu FBI director said of the Protestant, Christian, evangelical, deceased Charlie Kirk, I'll see you in Valhalla, which is Norse pagan. And also a white supremacist dog whistle, if you subscribe to that sort of thing. But for me, we're just going to stick to the religious part of it. He said, we'll see you in Valhalla, which is Norse pagan. Or heathen, as they call it. Do you know what you have to do to get into Valhalla?
What do you have? Because it's cure my ignorance.
You say what?
Cure my ignorance.
So to get into Valhalla, right? To get into Valhalla, which is, like I said, that's Norse pagan. You have to die in combat. You have to die in combat. So that's like a firefight. That's like a sword and a shield. Because back in those days, we were fighting with swords, shields, and axes. Like I said, you got to, modern times, you have to die in a firefight and a gunfight. You have to you have to die in combat. You have to die a good, violent death in combat, right? And
Right.
then when you die, Odin chooses you. Odin, who's the Allfather, right? He chooses you. He chooses you to join his army, his whole heavenly army, to join him in battle against Ragnarok. So he'll send his angels, the Valkyries, down to take your soul from the battlefield and bring you up to Valhalla, so you can join Odin and fight Ragnarok, which is the apocalypse. Right. That's what you have to do to get
Bro,
into Valhalla.
Are you reading me a bedtime story or something?
No, I'm just informing you.
This sounds like folktale.
It's not a folktale to those who believe.
Interesting.
I'm not saying I believe. I'm just saying I'm curious about everything. That's how I know this. That, and I also play God of War. So
So that's
I didn't play it, but I watched a lot of God of War, and I watched this movie called The Northman. Anyway,
here's my old
and,
job.
I got curious about Vikings. I've been really curious about Vikings. Anyway, but yeah, that's how I know. That's how I know what that means. And but the thing is, the reason why I thought it was funny, and I sent it to you because I said, "Yo, these people, what are they doing? What are they doing?" Because they're trying to say, "Now I don't know where Charlie's going to go. I'm not his judge. I'm not his creator. What I do know is that is not how that works. A Christian can't get into Valhalla. I mean, he might, depending. You have to ask a Norse pagan. But I know.
He didn't die.
Put it this way. That is the other thing. Based on the type of Christian that Charlie Kirk was, he would look. If he heard that, he would be like, that doesn't exist. That is only one true God, because that is the kind of Christian he was.
And that's the one thing me and Charlie Kirk would probably say at the same time.
Right.
Like that's not how this works.
It doesn't. That is not how that works. So for him to say that is why it was really, really funny for me to hear that. Why I say, yo, these people have no idea what the hell they're doing. Beyond the obvious, they still don't know what the hell they're doing. But when I heard that, I was like, oh, these people really don't know how religion works. Because that was not battle. Was it a violent death? Yes. Was that worthy of getting to Valhalla? No, he's probably not getting into Valhalla.
Yeah, that's not combat. That's an assassination.
Just being honest. Again, just being honest. So
that's not how this works.
I just thought that was one of the funniest things I've seen.
He would have shut it down himself.
Yeah.
What am I missing?
I don't want to. I hope. I don't. I'm over this. Oh, greed. Let's talk about greed.
Is this wrestling related?
It is wrestling related. Yes. They announced, huh?
Money makes the world go round.
I understand. I get it. I do. I get it. I get it. Money is a tool. It's this thing that we need to keep the world going. I get that. I wholly get it. However, if you want me to spend money, you better give me something worth watching.
And that's all
I'm asking for.
I know we just talked about this the other day. And for the life of me, I still don't know what it is. Because if you didn't know, I didn't go.
Wait, what is?
Why they still sell out?
That's what I'm saying. Because so you and me can both agree the product is mid.
Wrestling in itself right now is mid to me.
Okay,
and
fair. Well, yeah, because you slow down
wrestling right now that I'm going out of my way to watch. Nobody's doing anything that's making me say I got to sit down and watch wrestling. I have not watched a full episode of anybody's wrestling TV don't know when the last time I actually sat down and watched a full show. I watched maybe 2 or 3 videos from SmackDown. I don't know what happened on Raw Monday. What happened on Raw Monday?
They had a face-off.
Who?
Um,
Oh, AJ. They set up that mixed tag match between AJ
Yeah.
Punk and Seth. And
they set up the mixed
that's
tag
all I
match at
know.
WrestlePalooza. Yeah.
That's all I know. AEW. I don't know what the heck is going on in AEW. I didn't see
So-
on Instagram that Eddie Kingston's back. So I know
Yeah.
you're
So right now, Kyle Fletcher is going to fight Hangman at All Out. Darby is going to fight Mox in a coffin match. There's going to be a 4-way ladder match for the tag titles.
who's in that?
The gate, huh?
Who's in
Right
that?
now, it's just Brodito. It's just Brodito. That's Bandito and Brody King. Then
How did they get put?
I'm not sure, but it works. It's fun. You know? The Mercedes is gonna fight Riho for the TBS championship.
Just
Riho's
which
back.
came back?
Yeah, Riho's back.
Oh, see how much I'm paying attention.
Yeah, Riho's back.
You still look the same?
Huh?
Does she still look the same?
Yeah, she looks great.
Of
Then something else. MJF and Mark Briscoe are gonna have a table, and I know you don't care for this because it's not your thing. They're gonna have a table and thumbtacks match, which I don't know if it's just a tables match with thumbtacks on it, or if it's just like a street fight that has a table. I don't know. I'm curious to
You're
see.
gonna have a
But
table that has thumbtacks put inside of it.
Yeah, it's a plunder kind of thing. Daniel Garcia joined the Death Riders finally. Brian Danielson's on commentary
Always
full time
side
on Dynamite. Huh?
I said always a side character, never the main.
Brian Danielson is on commentary full time on Dynamite now. So it's him, Excalibur, and Taz. Whereas Shivani is going to be Shivani and Nigel on Collision.
Can they just go ahead and just do a two-man?
While I'm with you, I don't think they want to not kick out Taz, but I think they all three have something to contribute on Dynamite, you know? Because Excalibur to me is the best play-by-play guy other than Joe Tessitore.
Joe Tessitore, when he owned it, he owned it.
Yeah. Yeah. Not just in wrestling, but in football too.
And it's crazy because they've been trying so hard to find somebody that on that level of Joe Tessitore. Because Joe Tessitore is a sports.
They had one, but they let him go because because Corey can't.
No, I'm not.
shut up.
No. I'm talking about like a ESPN-esque type commentator.
Yeah,
Morrow's a combat sport commentator.
I know.
Joe
That's why he was
Tessitore
perfect.
does football.
I know, but Morrow was so perfect for me.
I know,
me.
but I'm saying they've been trying to find somebody because they went with Adnan Virk. Remember that guy?
They did do. Yeah, no, I saw him. They did do that at one point.
Jimmy Smith
Yeah,
wasn't bad. I mean, anything's better than Adnan Virk.
Yeah,
That might be the worst commentator we've had since.
Alex Marvez.
I'm not going to say that because he couldn't.
Well, who were you gonna say?
Adam Lee. I'm not going to use that. No, I'm not going to use Mike Adamley. He was dealing with some things.
But yeah, it's Greed, and Greed does not do good. It's not good.
I'm waiting to see if it really is going to backfire because this has been a conversation
Because
last year.
they're begging. They had to beg. Apparently, Tessitore and Taker had to beg people that are reaching out, trying to get Americans to go over there. And I'm like, why? First of all, that's a 17-hour flight. That's however much for a hotel, however much for a ticket. how much more for WrestleMania access.
Wait, so they're trying to get people. They're trying to get us to go over there.
Yes. Yes.
No,
Yeah. Yeah. Why? For
bro,
what?
I didn't even go. I didn't even go to the scope, and I'm like 15 minutes from the scope now.
Same.
I don't have to go through the tunnel anymore to go to the scope.
Yeah, neither do I. Like, what
And
was the?
If I wasn't doing that, just go watch SmackDown, especially not for the prices that we're asking for. But
Yeah,
like,
like,
the crazy thing is,
it's not
people
like
still
it's not
win.
worth it. It's
People
just not
still
worth
win
it.
They still had 8,000 people up in there.
I know. Like Sammy was like, yeah, the scope is one of his favorite places to go because the crowd's always lit. Which he's right. The crowd is always lit. But
Yo, I
like,
still remember him. It was it him and Jeff? Was it him and Jeff? It was him
I'm
and
not
Jeff.
sure.
They had a banger. Crowd went crazy.
I remember we were there and Andrade and Gable had a banger.
Was it Gable? No, it was Gable and Court. Wasn't it Gable and Corbin?
No, Gable and Corbin was next week for the final.
Was it Andrade?
It was Gable. It was Andrade and Gable for the semifinal of King of the Ring.
I gotta go look at that because I remember because he was still Shorty G.
No, he was Chad.
No, he was Shorty G.
Oh.
He had just changed. He had
And then on
just
top of that, look.
Shorty
And then
G.
on top of that, look. I'm not going because, like I said, said this multiple times today. I don't want to go there on the off chance that the card is mid. That the match that is mid. I don't want to spend. I wasn't going to spend all that money, no way. But like, I'm not for that. Like I
My
said,
brother
Texas,
said
all in
every
Texas
other-
was worth. All in Texas was worth it because every match on it hit to a degree. I think the one match that didn't really hit, not because it was bad, but one match that happened that I wasn't really like all the way there for was the TNT match. But it's still a good moment for Dustin to get his moment, which I couldn't even be against it. You know, the tag title match with the Hurt Syndicate when I was like, that's all right. But everything else, the women's match, the gauntlet matches, I could have gone either way. But like the women's match between Tony and Mercedes hit. Hangman and Mox hit. Swerve and Swerve versus Swerve, you know, and Ospreay versus the Bucks hit. You know, lost my voice. I lost my voice at the Swerve Bucks match. I didn't even make it. I was already gone by the the main event. But it was totally worth it, and it was decently priced. I only spent $170.
And you
saw how close. You saw how good my seats were.
Yeah, and everybody's sitting here saying, "Well, eventually there is going to the shift is going to happen where because of the ticket price." But then you start looking at the ticket price, you start looking at the sales, and I'm like, when does that shift happen? Because we've been in this for a year plus.
It's like you said before. There's still casuals who are still going to go.
But how much are you going to say that's too much? What
price-wise?
Being too much in this economy?
I don't know. That's a good question. At that point, I don't know at that point.
Because WrestleMania is in Vegas.
WrestleMania's in Vegas this year.
And you already know the ticket prices for Vegas are astronomical.
Yeah, they're already
and they're still going to get 60,000 people up in there.
Yeah.
Both days, easily.
Yeah.
What's too much? And so at a point, I'm looking at it like, I guess if I'm going to have all these people paying $8,000 to sit front row, why wouldn't I charge you $8,000? You're going to give me it.
Well, because the only people who can afford that are the influencers, celebrities, and that one guy in the green shirt.
But
maybe Brock Lesnar guy.
That's the supply and demand.
Who's a weirdo.
Supply and demand comes into play because yes, WWE has been in high demand for the last 2-3 years now, to the point now where they're looking at it saying, "Look, if we can charge these people this amount of money." And still get the same amount of people coming into our shows, our gate is going to be bigger. So in a sense, I'm looking at it from the business standpoint, saying, okay, it makes sense from a business mindset to say, well, you got all these people wanting to come to the show. We're going to see how far we can go and see how much money we can charge for these tickets to, and still, if you got an $8,000 seat arena, 8,000 people are going to buy the tickets if they are cheap. 8,000 people are going to buy the tickets if they're astronomical. As a businessman, which one do you take? Which one are you going to do?
Say it one more time.
If you're going to get a considerably about the same amount of people coming to the show, are you going to trump the prices up?
No, not me.
Why not?
Me personally.
Why not? Because then you're leaving money on the table. This is the
Because it's not
mindset.
about because for me, you know me, it's not about money for me. I don't care.
See,
You know?
you're not looking at it from a business mindset then.
Well, because I'm not a business guy. I don't care. I just
Exactly.
want my
This is
product
the
to be
problem that
good.
we have with the IWC, and they're not. There's a disconnect, and there's so much disconnect going on with the perception of what WWE is doing right now, because the IWC will tell you, like I told you, you got people in the IWC will tell you this product is worse than it was in 2019. And I'm like, how? When in 2019, if they went to the Nova Scope, they probably got 6,000 people. Maybe less. It might have been 5,500 people in there at the Scope in 2018, 2019. And the prices were going to be the cheapest, the cheap seats be $15 to $20. Now you take all that, those cheap seats was $100. And think about the Scope, and you can almost touch the top of the ceiling at the back, all the way at the back seats, right? You know what I'm talking about, right? $100 offer it. That doesn't count the fees that you got to pay, the taxes and the fees, and then the parking. I'm pretty sure that church over there probably jumped their prices up, because at one point it was what, $5 or $10 to park at that church.
Yeah.
It's probably 20. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 20, $15, $20 to park at that church. And then we get started about the parking garage. When you have a high demand for something, and that's been the problem, the demand for the WWE product has been so high for the last 3 years that they have the leverage to trump the prices up. The issue is people are still buying the tickets. They're not going to drop those tickets down until people stop buying them. The consumer is controlling the price, and the consumer are still buying the tickets at these ridiculous prices. Why would I stop selling you these tickets at these prices if you're going to still buy it? Look at ASICS shoes. 5 years ago, how much do you think ASICS shoes cost?
I have no idea.
I would say about $60 to $70. Last year, ASICS became a very popular brand of shoes. How much do you think ASICS are now?
100,
130.
200. Just
130. Because people are gonna buy it. And if people are gonna buy it at 130, why am I gonna sell it to you for $79.99? If you're going to buy this for this ridiculous price, I'm not going to show you any mercy. Because you're going to complain about it and still buy it. If you want them to drop the prices down, don't buy it. I was waiting to see if I could find me a cheap seat. The tickets never got down to where I wanted to buy it at. I think they had some tickets for like $55 behind the screen. I'm never sitting back there again. My second SmackDown, I went with Stafford. And we sat behind. It was me, Stafford, his dad, and his dad's friend. We all went. Sat behind the screen. I couldn't see nothing. I want to see the Tron. I'm not sitting behind the Tron. I ain't got to be that much in a group of people to sit in terrible seats. That's why I'm not going to WrestleMania. I wouldn't go to WrestleMania. You want to be honest with me? I hated our seats at SummerSlam.
No, I did too. They were kind of lame.
I hated our seats at SummerSlam.
Yeah, we could have got better seats.
It sounded
Plus the show. That show was. Well, you remember how pissed I was. You remember how mad I was during the show.
Yeah. It had its moments, but I feel like it would have been a better atmosphere sitting probably in the lower bowl. But I won't pay that money for the tickets.
Of course not.
Everything else about the experience was dope.
Except the anxiety attack.
But not the backpack.
Yeah, except the anxiety attack I had.
Yeah, the backpack situation, that was a whole nother thing. But other than that, the experience was dope. I got a whole video. I did a whole vlog. We had a blast. Ruin Leon wants to bully me about us dancing to Look at Me. I can't.
What food? What good food do we have up there?
We went. I never went to Coney Island.
Right.
I forget.
Did we get hit on by some girls on that bike?
Oh gosh,
they were on that street bar or whatever.
Being weird,
huh?
You were the one out there just like talking to everybody.
We also saw West Side Gun. We saw Fly Guy.
We saw West Side Gun. We spoke to Montez. We didn't want to go bother him because he had his kids with him.
Yeah.
Which, again, if you see wrestlers with their families, please stop being weird. You can say hello and keep it moving like we did. We was across the street like, oh, look, it's Montez. What's up? Did we even speak to him? Now that I'm thinking about it, we just noticed him.
Yeah, I think we said we just noticed him.
I don't think we spoke. We was like, oh, look, it's Montez. And I think Angelo was with him. But yeah, stop being weird.
Please.
Why is he on my timeline? I'm about to throw my
Why is what?
I'm scrolling through Twitter and Superhuman just popped up on my stuff, bro.
Anyway, happy birthday to Nas.
One of the greatest.
Yeah. One of the greatest.
Did you see that crazy touchdown the Seahawks had in the game?
No, I don't watch mediocrity.
So why do you watch the Cowboys?
Because they're my team.
But the Cowboys are the poster child of mediocrity, aren't they?
You know what? How about you leave us be? Okay.
No, but you just walked yourself into this trap. You said I don't.
I don't. All right, correction.
You have to be a Cowboys fan. Explain yourself.
Correction. I only watch things I care about.
So you do care about mediocrity.
I care about positivity.
What's positive about being a Cowboy fan?
We have more Super Bowls than y'all do.
When was the last time that happened?
It doesn't matter when it happened.
Do you remember that happened?
It doesn't matter when it happens. We still have more than y'all.
It does matter.
No, it doesn't. No. First of all, that's a dumb. That is the weakest argument everybody has. Oh, when's the last time you had it? Don't matter. We still got more.
But again,
it does not matter. It literally does not matter.
All you can talk about is things that happened when you had an antenna.
Well, when you guys get more, when you guys get 5, then we will talk.
It doesn't matter because since you got
rings don't matter. Antenna, so rings don't matter. So championships don't matter.
Not when they happened in the 90s.
So no. So that first of all, that's bull. So the Bulls championships don't matter.
No,
that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
No, they don't matter.
You don't even believe that.
I do.
You don't even believe it.
The Bulls.
So the
ain't been
Lakers
there.
rings don't matter. So the
Bulls
so the
Lakers
Showtime,
Bulls
you
have
as a Lakers fan. So you as a Lakers fan, the Showtime Lakers rings don't matter.
No,
That's horseshit.
no.
As a sports fan, that's bullshit.
I'll put it
No.
this way. I'm gonna put it this way.
That's no. That's
I'd have
that's
been counting this
as a-
2020 ring.
That's no. A
Hence why
championship's a fucking
when was the last time you
That's
ever
me.
heard me talk about the Lakers' legacy?
I never, but I'm just saying, like that is a to me as a sports fan, that's a weak art. Like to say championships don't matter. Oh well, what have you done for me? Like no, like those championships still hold something because there's still fucking guys put banners up there.
And
And
notice
until
this.
you get there, I don't want to hear it.
And
Because
again,
y'all giving niggas MVPs all the goddamn time. I know you're rage baiting me, but I don't give a fuck. I'm being real. I know you're rage baiting me because I fucking know you. But y'all give MVPs to niggas all the time who all they have is MVPs. They ain't got no rings. Josh Allen ain't got no ring. That's
why he ain't no GOAT.
Lamar Jackson doesn't have a ring. But
And
y'all
he ain't
love
no
them
GOAT.
niggas. Dak Prescott doesn't have a ring either, but y'all hate that
Close to the
motherfucker.
conversation. Why'd you bring him up?
What?
I thought we were having GOAT conversations when you brought up Dak. You brought up Ray Dakota Prescott.
Well, fucking Lamar Jackson's not a GOAT either. Neither is Josh Allen.
Absolutely not. But I'm halfway.
They talk about
halfway
they
now.
talk about Josh Allen like he's the GOAT though.
Shh.
They do.
We
Tell
didn't
me
play
I'm
well
wrong.
today. I don't want to hear that.
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me like they don't talk about him like he's the second coming.
Shh. Because
You know they do.
Because they can
You know
only
they talk about him like
half
they do.
Patrick Mahomes.
Huh?
They can only talk about half of Patrick Mahomes like that.
Exactly.
I would think he had a good game today. Let me go look at his stat line.
Who? Pat?
No, Josh. The fake Josh Allen. 14 to 25, 148.
It's 13-10.
No tuds. No tuds.
Did they win?
Yeah, they dogged the Jets.
No, I mean it's the Jets. I mean,
Justin Fields either got benched or got injured.
so the Eagles are up 13-10.
I'm halfway rage baiting him, halfway not. Because even when you brought up the Lakers thing, I witnessed the Lakers win 5 rings in a mix. I'm 5 rings plus the Mickey Mouse ring.
Okay. I witnessed the Yankees win a ring in 2009.
And I witnessed the Braves win a ring. And again, here's why I don't live off legacy, because if I was living off legacy, I'd live off the only person I talked to about the Super Bowl 48 is Leon when he starts talking about the Broncos. So I put in his chat 43-8. That's the only time I talk about that championship. What have you done for me lately? And if I was a Cowboy fan, I would ask that question, and all I would say is, lately, you have given me heartache.
I don't know. I'm not discrediting that, but I'm also thankful for the 5 rings we do have.
All 5 rings that I didn't get to witness.
The same thing with the Yankees. Like the Yankees got one in 2009. We got really close in recent years, but we don't have one.
You know who else got real close in recent years?
Who? I don't know.
The Seahawks.
Anyway, I gotta get ready for work soon. I'm working a 12-hour shift today.
Working 12 hours.
So.
Oh, you're a night shifter, aren't you?
So yeah. So. All right. I'll appreciate y'all.
You know I gotta do the stick. With that being said, we're gonna get up out of here. Peace, love, Pop-Tarts. So remember to drink your water.
Right.
We out.